Greetings to the collective. Welcome to the Astroflower. This is going to be a reading for the solstice, and this is going to be a general reading as well. We're actually sat on a ley line here, an energy line. It's a female energy line, and we will be getting readings from the earth itself as well. And there will be specials follows up at the end of the week as well, according to how the solstice will be. I'm going to be at this beautiful place. Let me just open up the energy line and connect the future reading here. So there we go. And this is where I will be for the solstice. And look at that lovely Astroflower. Let's just see what's going straight on here. So you get 2 solstices every year. You get 2 equinoxes. Equinoxes is obviously equal. So it's the where you get 12 hours of sunlight and nighttime everywhere across the globe. And solstice is obviously when you get like shorter days come to the end in the northern hemisphere, and the longer days start coming to an end in the southern hemisphere for the winter solstice in the north, summer solstice in the south, etc. So the winter solstice, just a quick thing about this. It's that idea that the sun dies on the 25th, the solstice. It marks the moment where the sun stays stationary for 3 days in the sky in regards to its sunrise, and then it's reborn 3 days later. How's that? I know that story from somewhere. Yeah. Dies for 3 days, comes back and is reborn 3 days later on the 25th of December. Hey ho. Bit of plagiarism there, I think. But anyway, so yeah, it's like this rebirth, and I talk about it in the Astroflower book. So according to your seasons as individuals. So if you take your birthday, the 3 months before your birthday is the autumn period. From your birthday is the winter period. I look at it as like the birthday of the earth in regards to the northern hemisphere. It is the rebirth of the energy. The energy starts flowing back into the lines in the northern hemisphere. So they double in size. And then in springtime, they grow by a third. And then in summer equinox, summer solstice, they grow by a quarter. So if you've got a 12 pace line, it's going to grow 12 each time. And then it drops right back down to 12 again. So you get this rhythmical fashion here, which we see in the Astroflower here. And just because it's Capricorn season now, so happy birthday all you Capricorns out there. And so this is a Capricorn rhythm here that we sort of depict in the Astroflower books, just to sort of show how your energy flows with the energy of the earth. And it can explain a lot of things about life and about when you may feel more energized over periods of time and when you feel less energized over periods of time. So it affects things, and it's, we change in what we deal with over these periods. So the solstice is a really important part of not only our calendar as a planet, but also as a calendar within ourselves. After that, we have loads of rhythms that come out of that. The 9-month, 18-month, 3 years, 6 years, 12 years and 24 years. And they tend to be repeated sort of 4 times. So we get up to 96 years old, and each section is where, applies to something else. The first 24 years is the apprenticeship years. 24 to 48 is the creation years. 48 to 72 is the wisdom years, where we share our wisdom of our life. And then from 72, you can pretty much do what you like. So, yeah. Placing yourself within these rhythms is really important. And placing yourself within the rhythm of the earth, I think, is incredibly important. So the sun dies for 3 days on the 21st, usually around about that date. It can change slightly one way or another. From the 21st, it's dead for 3 days, the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and then on the 25th, it moves by 1 degree towards the south, if you're looking from the northern hemisphere sort of situation, and it is reborn. So it is the celebration of the rebirth. It is the new year, in effect. I was speaking to Tanya earlier on about Christmas and how the family and everything like that. And I was sort of saying I prefer if we celebrated the solstice and we had 3 days of family, 3 days of not really going anywhere, doing anything, where we celebrated, you know, the rebirth of family, friends, lovers or partners, that sort of thing, friends and family, just getting into gatherings for 3 days. It's because I love that sort of thing. So yeah, so there you go. That's the sort of overall feeling behind the solstice. So we're going to do a collective reading here. Welcome to the collective reading. And we've got the overall energies which are here for the for this solstice. And this solstice obviously goes right through to March, the 21st of March, the start of the Aries season. So, you know, after that, we have these 3 months on both sides, on your financial and your relationship side. These are the karmic messages and the overall energies that come out of it going forward. Okay, really interesting. Seeing on the yearly readings, which will be the collective yearly reading is will be linked at the end of this reading. It's going to be very interesting to see, because I think there's some sort of January-February anomaly, which leads into a lot of conjunctions going on in the astrological world, as in planets and etc. in March, and they're really favourable, and it's almost as if like it's, I don't know if you've ever seen the beginning of a race that's like a sailing race. I used to do sailing, absolutely loved it, on yachts, and there's like this invisible line between one mark and a boat, and you're not allowed to go over the line. If you do, you have to sail round the boat and come back through. And it's almost as if it's like that, whereas this anticipation over this next 3 months, I think, is going to be a bit like that. Is setting up for the off, as it were, and doing the preparation. And that's what the winter period is all about. Preparing, getting things moving on, getting things in place, planting seeds, making sure the earth is in a good place. So then, you know, when we do start planting around sort of February, March sort of time, just before spring, and that's when things, after that, that's when things really do spring up. So there's a lot of preparation work goes in here, and it seemed to come through on the 2023 reading. So let's just see what's going on here with the, and as I say, we're sitting on this ley line, so we're going to get a reading of the earth afterwards, and we're going to delve the earth chakras as well. So let's just see. The earth chakras are something that a map that I created 20 years ago. It's even longer than that now. Blimey, time flies by when you're having fun. So, you know, you'll see this map later on in the reading. Let's just see what's going on with your overall, with our overall energies. There's a nervousness about it, but it's not like a nervousness that is, oh no. It's more of a nervousness like just, I don't know if you've ever done any theatre or anything like that. It's just the moment. It's like, as I say, that sailing thing. It's that nervousness of kind of going, we're ready, waiting for that gun or that starting pistol to go off so you can go into the line. And that's what it feels like. It feels like almost a little bit like stage fright. Could this be the coming of the age? We're already in a new dimension. We were already in a new paradigm. But this is... Oh, look at that. That is a beautiful overall energy. Absolutely amazing. Lovers, it does feel a bit like that. It's like, you know, obviously everyone who's got their partner and everything like that, and those people who've got, you know, who are meeting people, it's that anticipation of a nice evening or whatever, you know, of being very sensual and stuff like that. It's that sort of butterflies in the stomach sort of sensation. It is love. It's great. And it looks like it's a very joyous. Yeah, no, actually, there is a lot of joy in there. But there is that anticipation. And it's a bit sort of scenario. That's what actors do, apparently, you know, behind stage. I never did that. But, you know. Anyway, so yeah, lovers. So I think it's a case here of actually, stepping forward, going through the door and actually realising that we are a collective. You don't need a external body or delegate or, sort of law or anything to feel part of this collective. You're human, so you're part of this collective. You're an animal, so therefore you're part of this collective. You're a tree, therefore you're part of this collective. It really is a collective where the only prerequisite is being here consciously. And even planets have conscious, as we will see later on. But that is the prerequisite. Let's just see what's going on the relationship side. Let's see what the karmic message is for the relationship side. It's no good saying just love thy neighbour, because then, you know, there's so many connotations that have been smeared with love these days. It almost takes out the value of it. It's like if the streets were paved with gold, gold would not have any value. And that's what I'm saying. It seems like love. So it's more sort of like tolerance, respect sort of love. It's a real sort of like kind of going, recognizing that that everybody else is part of it. No one should be locked out of this. You know, no one should be set apart. You are what you are. Fine. Great. Welcome to the collective. Who cares? No one cares. You can be whatever you like. You know. It's only when it becomes enforcing and detrimental upon another person that obviously that's a problem. And nature has its natural ways of putting that in harmony and balance. So I think here is all about sort of respect, and yeah, I think this is it. I think this is, you know, mastery of being part of the collective, of taking care of your environment. Not, you know, I can't believe anybody drops litter. I just can't believe it. Why would you? It just seems so ludicrous, no matter where you are. It seems like a non-brainer, like sort of, you know, causing physical harm to another person. It's just like, kind of, why would you? Why would you cause physical harm just for causing physical harm, and control and power and stuff like that? All of that sort of thing is gone. Here, I think it is a case of, within our relationships, it's actually becoming a master of being a social human. Saying hello to everybody. You know, tolerance, respect. I think that's really important. Yeah, okay. Let's just see. I'm going to get the karmic messages out first this time round. Let's just see what's going on the karmic message for our financial sort of side. There's a big broom getting in there, or sort of like, you know, brushing things out. There's like, it's ploughing of a field. It's really, it's out with the old and in with the new sort of scenario. I think that's going to cause a few complications. Oh, look, we've got two of them. So look at this. It's, you know, part of the collective. There is this anticipation. I think this is, you know, you've got the Three of Cups there and the Nine of Swords. Three of Cups obviously is that whole sort of social sort of thing, getting on with other people, joyous times, gatherings and everything like that. And then there is this sleepless night sort of, it's, you know, worries, that sort of thing. I think that's that underlining worry that I was saying earlier on. I think it's very joyous, and I think it's the underlining worry is that we're not going to be sure where we're going, but we know we're going there. That's what it seems like. And it's almost, because this one came out on top, so I think it's more a case of following that joyous collective, that collective consensus, you know, and it should never be imposed. This sense should never be imposed on another person. You shouldn't have to go and shout about it. You should just be it. You don't have to demonstrate about it. You don't have to impose it on another. It's just natural within you. It's common law. That's what it is. There's a lot of that in Ireland, you know. It's common law, basically, by the looks of things. So let's just see what's going on in the first 3 months here. This is on the relationship side. The first month, sorry, of the first three. I knew there was something. There was something that was kind of saying, hang on a second. The first month of the 3 months between. So this is going from sort of December through to the end, 21st of January, that sort of thing. It's definitely coming in towards this. So there is a lot of excitement, but it's a case of also finding our feet. Yeah, 4 of Cups. This is the time to stop looking back and start looking forward. That's what I think it is. And because if we look back, obviously, there may be things that come to light, of how we've treated each other in the past, how we've treated the earth in the past, but there is that Ace of Cups, that one cup that is being offered up. And we need to be mastery about this sort of collective things and realize that the past is the past. What we did in the past, we learned a lot, and we learned a lot to not do that again. And I think this is a bit of that, and it might be a little bit difficult for some of us to let go of what happened in the past. And, those people need to be encouraged to just look to the future and not look to the past, not look to old ideologies for going forward. Look to the future. Okay. So I think that's that first month there is a real sort of, we're finding our feet. It's very happy as well. It's striving to be that lovers, but it is finding our feet, and the dragging our feet is a little bit of the past that we need to reconcile in lots of different ways within our relationships, between us all on this planet and with nature itself. Let's just see what's going on the financial sort of side. The finances, the physical. This could also have geological sort of situations going on, because that's what I'm feeling. There seems to be some sort of maybe a bit of an earthquake going up by seems like the Alaskan Ridge, Japan area. I think that comes out slightly later. It was towards the end of January, but let's get back to what the message is coming through here for that first month. It's like a classic old cowboy film with tumbleweed, going by. Just wind blowing through, as if like, what's happened? Something's just come to a stop, sort of scenario. Leaders are born out of this. Yeah, is it a strength and direction that is gradually being given? I'm not sure that direction is there yet. I think this is more a case of a birth of direction. This is where we talk about that, and so I talk about that anomaly that I think is in January and February. It is that moment of, and take the direction. It's always good to do a bit of breathing. So I think here is a direction is being born. I'm not sure that it's actually comes clear at that point. It's going to be seen interesting what's happening in the next month after that. But I think this is a moment where a realization between us as a collective will sort of pull us in the direction of having a direction. And I think I can't see a leader, one person coming through. I think it's a direction. It's almost born out of necessity and logic. So, yeah, it's born out of necessity and logic. Common law, sort of scenario. Let's just see what's going on here. This is the next month. This is on our relationship side. So this is month sort of like January the 21st to the February the 21st. There is like a ridge here, like that. It's as if we come up to a point and it looks like it's sort of like February 6th, 9th, that sort of era where there's a sudden uptake. There's decisions to be made. I want to pull another card. There is decisions to be made, and we need to be honest with each other and honest with ourselves to make these decisions. And yeah, look at this. You've got the 2, 3, 4 here. There's this rhythm to do with pendulums where the dimensions go 4, 2, 3, 1, 4. They split between the lot. And here, I think it's a case of going 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 3 steps forward, 1 step back, sort of scenario. And it's getting ready. It's getting ready to make those decisions, look at things a lot clearer. And once we can see, once we can make the decision, then we can then see how things come and go. That's what we need to do in that month. That's with this new landscape of the way we conduct ourselves between each other. It's at some point we've got, I think it's really weird. It's like as if people are starting to talk to each other rather than having to go through governing bodies or non-governmental organisations, NGOs and stuff like that. It's almost as if collectively we start speaking to each other for the first time. Looks really nice. Let's just see what's going on in the business and the financial sort of side of things. I think the leader here, this is funny, this is now we're getting here. Here we got a similar sort of thing, like it's a start date of something. And I think it's some form of currency. It could be, it's like Bitcoin or something like that, that is taken on board by the world. Now this could be a really good thing and it could be a really bad thing. The good thing about Bitcoin is that there's no controlling party, and that is what the good thing is about it. If it comes from one particular organization or business or stuff like that, I would be just a little bit wary. The controls will be the temptations will be too great, for any human. So I wouldn't put temptation in the way of everybody. Same thing here. I'd like to pull just 2 cards here of what's going on. This is the beginning card, and it is that anticipation of going forward to happiness after difficulty. It's almost as if it's been presented, this is the solution to all our problems. Yeah. And we've got to be strong about it. I think it is a good thing. As I said, I just think we need to be conscientious about who is proposing this. If this is coming from one person, I'm not sure, or one person, or one government, or one business, I would just be very wary of it all. That's all. That's just maybe my wary side of life. I would just be very wary of it, basically. So let's just see. Let me just pull those cards in. Okay. So sorry, I've just got the message here. Sorry, took me a bit of time there. What happened is we're striving through to that happiness, so that this is the solution to all our problems, and it could well be financially. of organising and so people don't, do dodgy dealings and stuff like that, because the majority of dodgy dealings that are done on the higher echelons, there's certain cryptocurrency people that is obviously apparently, con loads of money out of loads of people. Those sort of things will be a little bit more difficult because everybody will be able to see it. And maybe this is this whole sort of communication factor going on, from it's born out of maybe the emotions of the way we talk to one another, and finally we start communicating with one another. We start realizing we've got so much more in common than we've got opposing or disagreements or disparities between us. And this will then need, on this side, the strength in order to seek to go through the moment of difficulty towards happiness. It's going to be, it's going to be absolutely brilliant. There's a definite situation here which is going to change, and that's what I talk about, the January or February anomaly. Let's just go through. Let's just say this is the third month, so this is going from February the 21st through to March the 21st. This is celebration time. I think this is where, if we master our social capabilities of actually realizing that we're all in the same boat, no one's going anywhere, no one's leaving this planet in reality, no one's going anywhere, and no one's really coming to here either. We're just all on this same boat, and it's about time we started rowing together. And I think this is like a celebration of Queen of Cups. It is the expression of the lovers. She's got that emotion that's sitting totally perfectly calm on her lap, like a child, and she's just allowing that energy and that love to radiate. She's absolutely protected well. As far as I can see, she's got a fish at the bottom. It also signifies sort of good financial expansion rather than security. It's more sort of expansion and innovation, really, and more money creation in a way. But I think this is where it's creating a lot more sort of buzz and happiness about how we sit with one another in the world, and realizing that a postman in Calcutta, a postman in the UK, and a postman in Cincinnati is a postman at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And we have so much more in common than we do have, not in common. Yeah. What is the word? So yeah, you know what I mean. So there you go. That's. I think it's a celebration, and I think it's a celebration of getting to know one another. It'd be really, really nice. Let's just see what's going on this financial sort of front. This is in February, going through to March. I think this new money or new way of doing things is being really embraced by the collective. I think it's really being embraced by the collective, and it seems to be working. There seems to be a celebration as well there. Yeah, we are evolving. We've gone past that judgment, and we're really evolving. We're stepping out and into the absolute, into where we should be, into this new paradigm, into a new dimension, into a new way of doing things, into a new golden age, in a way. And it's very much a golden age, not built upon success, but almost built upon consciousness and being at one with one another and nature and everything like that. It's really good. It seems to be like a celebration in this. There doesn't seem to be anything untoward. So there is on the fringes, but I only think this is like old power groups what's that? The Ten of Pentacles. Old power groups that want to still control things. And, you know, it's a case of realising your day's up. So just come and plant tomatoes with me. And we'll make some tomato sauce. It'd be great. You know, that sort of thing. Let's just see what the overall outcome is. What the thrust to the future is. Shooting stars, or it seems to be stars heading off. It's almost as if like we're finally becoming part of the earth, rather than feeling like we're the ones that are running the place, we control everything. Finally, we'll find our place at the table as a species, recognized species. Yeah, it's a long-term plan that's been coming from a long time within us. There is no doubt about that. You know, so yeah, it's definitely it's working to the longer-term plan, and I think this longer-term plan comes out with a realization that we need to be a little bit more savvy, a little bit more honest, a little bit more sort of mastery about it, in order to get this all sort of together. As I say, there is a little underlying sort of worrying there, but as you can see on most of these cards, I think it's just tied to this Two of Swords as it goes through here, and it is just finding that path here, realizing what we want. That's more on the emotional sort of side, realizing what we want, and you know, just the anticipation or the worry is whether our systems and our way we do things can actually follow suit, as it were. Okay, so yeah, looks like a really good thing. We're going to do another reading at some point in the future for the late January, February, I'd say the more February anomaly now. Looking at this, it's getting a lot clearer. So yeah, there you go. Lovely reading, very nice. I love doing these collective readings, really do. You're going to have your individual reading for the solstice as well coming out this week. It will be fixed on Monday, mutables on Tuesday, and cardinals on Wednesday. We'll also have the monthlies coming out next week as well. And obviously you got your weeklies fixed on Thursday, mutables on Friday, cardinals on Saturday, and then we do some sort of collective thing on the Sunday. So yeah, there is loads going on with this channel, and we are evolving, and it's becoming much far greater than anything that just tarot reading can offer. You know, although I do really enjoy tarots as well. In the meantime, the collective, thank you very much for being here. Happy New Year to you, because this is the new year, the solstice as far as I'm concerned. So happy New Year to you, everyone in the Northern Hemisphere. Happy end of summer to all of, or summer period to all you people in the Southern Hemisphere. Enjoy that invigorating energy that's coming from the sun. And there is loads coming from the sun, which we go into on our sister channel, Somatic TV. Probably said too much already. The rest of it is only for me to say, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.